Well, hi there, beautiful people. I'm going to do another reading. Today is Wednesday the 6th, and I'm going to do a quick look into each party just to see how they're going to do in the election tomorrow. So I won't make this video too long. Again, this is just an intuitive reading into a look at Labour, Reform, Conservative, Green, LibDems, and others. And we're just going to have a look. We'll do one card pull for each one and just see how they're all going to fare tomorrow. Now I'm going to do this and upload it for first thing tomorrow morning so we can see what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a very interesting day tomorrow, and I guess we'll only know on Friday. So let's have a look in and see what the cards the universe is willing to tell us about these parties. I'm going to start with Labour because they're currently running the show, and let's see what the cards will tell us about how Labour are going to fare tomorrow. How are Labour going to fare tomorrow? Again, just remember there are no facts here. This is just an intuitive tarot reading, and if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. So let's have a look. Labour Party, how are they going to fare tomorrow? How are they going to fare tomorrow in the local elections? Okay, first card, we have got the Three of Cups. Second card, the Two of Wands. In the past, the Page of Cups. In the middle, the Eight of Wands. The outcome is the Wishing card, the Queen of Pentacles, and Divine Timing, Temperance card. So let's have a quick look into this and see what we can get for how they're going to fare tomorrow. Well, they're going into this with the celebration card, the Three of Cups, the let's get together, let's all group together, let's attack this as much together as we can. They've got the Two of Wands, so they know there's some decisions that need to be made. They have not made these decisions. They're definitely contemplating making some big decisions for this party. The past is the Page of Cups. This is like the Dreamer card, the Wish card. It's not a very strong page. He's it's a young page. It's very he hasn't mastered his craft or anything. So they are going, well, in the past, going into this, so I guess before the election, they're going into this knowing that they haven't mastered everything and they've got some big wishes still that they wish to fulfill. Now, the Eight of Wands in the middle is how we see it. Now, this is a lot of information and a lot is being thrown at us. There are lots of wands all coming at us at once. So lots of information all coming at us at once. And then there is the Nine of Cups, which is their desire is to come out better than how they are anticipating to come out. You've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Temperance is the advice. But the Nine of Cups is a wish fulfilled, which I don't understand as how this is coming out as how are their wishes going to be fulfilled. You've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Temperance card on the sides of it. So, I see. Okay, there is a particular person within the Labour Party whose wishes are who will be fulfilled, and the Temperance card in Divine Timing. So I feel like there is a woman within Labour who is wanting wishes fulfilled in this outcome of this election, just to see if they're going to do really well. No, there are secrets and they're in a vulnerable position. I can't show you the whole card, but it is the Star card, and it is. So there are some things that we don't know, and there are some things that could come up between now and tomorrow, which would be crazy because there's not that much time left. But there could still be something that comes out between now and tomorrow that would leave them in a more vulnerable position. But overall, it doesn't look like they're going to do terribly. So yeah, let's see. Someone's wish will be fulfilled. We're going to have a quick look at Reform. Obviously, they've got just over 4,800 candidates, and we're going to see how they are going to do. So reform are, according to, I just said who's going forward for this tomorrow, because I don't know everybody, and I don't, although I have started spending a lot more time doing politics. I didn't used to have a clue about politics too much, but it's hard to avoid these days. So let's look into reform. How are reform going to do tomorrow in the elections? Our reform going to do in the elections tomorrow. Let's have a look and see. First card, 6 of Swords. So coming out of troubled waters, the Magician card. The 10 of Pentacles card. The 9 of Swords card in the middle. The Lovers card, I can't show you this one too long. The Knight of Wands and the 5 of Swords. So that's interesting. With the 6 of Pentacles, reform are coming out of a sort of out of troubled waters. You know, I know there's been some things said that, you know, have shook the boat a little. Possibly, you know, people are questioning some things about them. But they are coming out of troubled waters. Now we've got this Magician card. So this Magician card is that they have everything in their bag, and they can manifest it to be really well. With the 10 of Pentacles in the past, that's a lot of people coming together. That is a huge group of people coming together. That could be families coming together, in the sense that, you know, families that used to support one party are all now looking at it and going, actually, we're going to come forward and support for reform during this election tomorrow. There is the 9 of Swords as the outcome. So there's a lot of unnecessary stress going on and unnecessary worry about the Reform Party going into this. But with the outcome being the Lovers card, that is a coming together of two groups, a coming together and understanding. So I would say that they are probably going to pick up a hell of a lot of the otherwise restore voters that will come to this. And I don't know why that popped into my head, but I feel like there's going to be a coming together of people to support reform. Now, the advice is the Knight of Wands, which is your knight in shining armor. People aren't really going to think too quickly. They're just going to make a decision and go. And then the 5, there are going to be some people still struggling with where to put their pen on the paper. Now, these, I feel like it's more of an internal battle. And it is, you know, this unnecessary stress of where do I vote? Who do I vote for? You know, do I agree with everything? Probably not. Do you agree with anything of any of the parties? Probably not. And it's going to come down to how they deal with their internal turmoil about where they put their pen to paper. But it also seems, you know, lots of people coming together for them. So that's quite nice. Let's have a look at the Conservative Party. Now, I know Kemi's been going for it in the Houses of Parliament, and she's, you know, she seems to be on fire at the moment. Could have done with her 5 years ago, right? So let's see how the Conservative Party are going to fare in this election tomorrow. Conservative Party. First card, the Lovers card. Second card is the 2 of Wands. The third card is the King of Cups. In the middle is a lot of pain, the 3 of Swords. The outcome is a unique strategy, the 7. Also a sneaky strategy. The 4 of Wands is the advice, and the Emperor as the advice. So it's not looking as good for the Conservative Party, as I understand this reading. Again, intuitive, no facts here. But with the Lovers and the 2, there's going to be a lot of people who were in partnership with them who are probably going to go somewhere else. So these people were I'm going to say, lifetimers of Conservatives, and they've suffered a lot of pain, and they're now going to go somewhere else, and potentially, go to a different party, or vote for somebody different this time around. The King of Cups in the background is a psychological genius, and now this is a person who's taken complete control of their emotions, and I think that they're going to have to think about their strategy coming on the outside of this, because the outside of this is a Seven of Swords, which directly follows with the Three of Swords. So there's going to be a lot of pain that they're going to feel in this for sure. And with the people, from our perspective, they caused pain, so they're unlikely to get a lot of people that they used to have voting for them. With the Seven of Swords, it's a unique strategy, but it is also the sneaky card. This is your liar and your thief card. This is the guy who runs away with everybody's equipment and leaves them with nothing to fight with. So this, in the outcome as being that, it doesn't look too positive for them. But there is a breakthrough, and potentially some powerful people gonna be behind the Conservatives going forward. But the advice is, just, I guess, go with your gut. And vote the way that, well, for the party that ticks the most boxes, because none of them are going to tick all the boxes, and it is your what is it called, the local elections. Okay, so who's next? The Green Party. Gosh, I don't know if anybody else feels this, but every time I think of the Green Party and what they stand for, I just get like the shivers, the hibby-jibbies. Ugh. But let's have a look and see how will the Green Party do in this local election. The Green Party in the local election, 7th of May. How will they do? The Green Party. How will they do? What do we need to know? Let's have a look. So the Eight of Swords is the first card down. The Six of Cups is the second card down. Then we've got the Hermit as the past. You've got the Queen of Pentacles in the middle. The outcome is the Wish Come True card. So that's two parties now with the Wish Come True. You've got this card again, the Lovers card. And you've got the Six of Pentacles. Well, that is interesting. Sorry, I'm just going to have a sip of tea. My throat's very sore. Okay, so we're looking at the Green Party. So what I've got here is they are trapped. There is the Eight of Swords, blocked words and thoughts. They're struggling to identify exactly who they are themselves. They don't have a clear message, and it's a bit confusing. And they're not thinking straight, and they're not talking straight, and it just seems all a bit confused with that Eight of Swords right there. And so coming together of two completely different types of people and backgrounds. You've got Zia Yusuf, I think his name is. God, I hope I've got that. No, Zach Polanski, sorry, not Zia. Zach Polanski. And then you've got Ali. I think he's the deputy. I could be wrong. Please, I haven't done any research into this. I've just got the computer up, but don't tell me who the people are. So I think they're coming together two completely different things. It's a confusing message. There is a bit of a generosity card here with the Six of there's two generosity with the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. So there is a little bit of generosity. People are going to be giving them their vote because they don't want to vote for anybody else. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting with that. And in the past, they've got the Hermit. So this is like they're trying to light the way. They're trying to, they've gone and found a way to light the way for people, according to themselves, obviously. For how we're seeing them as the Queen of Pentacles, with the 8 next to her. It's kind of like they're trying to manifest something for us to believe in, but the message is confusing, you know, and it's this kind of, this is, you know, they're trying to go out there with, we've got everything, we know what we're doing, we're in control of everything, but the message isn't being delivered 100% that way to us, but they are going to pick up, definitely going to pick up some votes of people that just don't know who else to vote for and don't want to vote for anybody else, and I'm getting the feeling that it's a lot of the younger generation who are going to they're going to pick up the votes from them. Now they've got a wish come true in the outcome. They've got their desire card. They are going to pick up more places than they've had before. So they are going to get some success out of this. You've got the Lovers card, two different people coming together with the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, they're definitely going to pick up more than people think, which is interesting. Now, who's the other one? LibDem. So let's have a quick look into the LibDems. Okay, let's have a look into this and see what LibDems are, how they're going to fare in this how they're going to fare in this election. Another blooper. Whoops. Let's see how they're going to fare. LibDems. I haven't really heard too much about them, so couldn't say I know anything about this party. Okay, let's see. First card, King of Pentacles. Second card, the Death card. Ten of Pentacles in the background. Knight of Cups in the middle. Queen of Pentacles in the bottom. Queen of Swords at the bottom. And the 10. So they've got 3 ending cards. 2 10s and the Death card. Now, but they've also got the King and the Queen of Pentacles, and those are pretty heavy hitters, and it's all financial. So you've got let's read it. Well, I should, rather than just talking off the cuff. Right, so the King of Pentacles is how they see themselves. They see themselves as a pretty wealthy party. They see themselves as a party who has a little wealth and knowledge, and the sort of party of abundance. Now, with the Death card monitoring that, it's almost like they don't have as much control or power as they think they do. They are certainly going to have to rethink everything and come up with a new sort of party, or new way of looking at things to try and get more people to come forward for them. The Knight of Cups in the middle is the wish-washy knight. So they are, you know, to us, they just seem a bit nothing, a bit wish-washy, a bit of a dreamer, a bit of a, I want to say, in the past, sort of the old kids on the block. So they've got some serious work to do. They might get a little bit more than what they thought they could get. There will be some truth and integrity, definitely, with the Queen of Swords coming out there with the ending of the 10. So a lot of heavy work has gone in. I mean, I haven't seen anything about them, so I honestly couldn't tell you what the heavy work is that they've been putting in. But I feel like they're going to need to get really loud and clear with what their message is, and potentially for any future elections or anything that comes up, they're really going to have to get very, very clear on what they are and who they are, and they're going to have to drop some things that don't work anymore, and really move on from some of those that have, or some of their, I guess, manifesto things that just aren't working, and they're going to have to come up with some new ideas. They'll do a little bit better than they think they will, but I don't see them being a big player in this. Now I want to see how the general feel of the UK people will be tomorrow. I just want to get a general feel of the UK people for tomorrow. Just if there's any messages that they'd like to give us for tomorrow, the universe, what would it like to tell us about tomorrow? Again, this will be coming up tomorrow in the morning. I'll make sure it's up there before. Oh, this card popped out, and it is the 7 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of waiting, like this is your farmer card. He's planted all the seeds. He's waiting for the right time to reap his rewards. So there's going to be a lot of people who've been waiting for this, so they can to reap any rewards from it, and, you know, get their feelings heard, or their, you know, physically make sure that they've got pen to paper, and physically make sure that they're taking a stand. But they've been thinking about it for a while. Right, so let's see. UK general, how the people are going to feel tomorrow. First card, Strength card. Amazing first card. Second card, Hierophant. So strength and the powers that be. Hangman, hanging in there for enlightenment. Looking at it from a different perspective. The Moon card in the middle. Wow, that is 4 major arcanas in a row. The King of Pentacles. In the outcome, Chariot. And the Queen of Swords. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas, a king and a queen. That is that is big. Okay, so let's look into this. So how the British people are feeling. They are taking control. They are taking control of the situation. They're gonna get control of what they want, and how, you know, how they can get control of the powers that be. They are going to definitely come at it from a different perspective that they did last time. You know, they've certainly changed their perspective from the last time that they were in a position to vote. There is a vulnerability card here, and, you know, a secrets card as well. The Moon can also be a secrets card, secrets and vulnerability. I think some people will be keeping their votes to themselves, and they won't be shouting about who they voted for. I certainly think that last time, if people did shout about who they voted for, it certainly backfired. So I certainly think some people will be keeping their vote to themselves and keeping it a bit more personal. You know, how after hanging in there to get their own perspectives on things, you know, you may find that there'll be a couple of people within a family who completely go against their normal family grain. They're just going to keep it to themselves. But there are people that are certainly taking control, and they are not, you know, willing to be pushed around anymore. The Strength card is it's like taking a stand. So, and they're taking a stand against the powers that be, which I think is exactly where most of us are. You've got the King of Pentacles and the outcome. So you've got this abundance and the card of power, but he's in control of his power, he's in control of his abundance, and he's surrounded by the Chariot and the Queen of Swords as our advice. So that puts him in a very, very powerful position, but also in an integral position as well. And it's like the Chariot can be polarized and go in 2 different directions. He can be pulled in 2 different ways. But when you've got the Queen of Swords next to him, it's going to be coming more aligned to one direction. And I feel like the British people are going to be, you know, while there's quite a lot of polarity at the moment, they're certainly going to be coming together for one good cause. So I think that the British people are certainly going to try and take control of this and put their pen to paper and make it count. You know, whichever way they want to go. I'm not here to tell people which way to vote. I think everybody should make their own decisions. You know, and I think it's really good to do that. So I'm going to actually pull an oracle card to see if we can just get some oracle advice. Just 1 or 2 maybe. And I'll pull them from the Ocean of Wisdom deck. This one over here. The Ocean of Wisdom deck. It's a beautiful deck. Absolutely stunning. Unfortunately, it doesn't have who did it on the box. But it is a beautiful deck. So I'm going to use that deck just to get some advice for us for tomorrow, for the UK people. Let's see what the Ocean Oracle would like to give us. What advice will give the UK people for tomorrow, for the elections tomorrow? What advice would you give the people for the elections tomorrow? For the local council elections. What advice would you give the people for the local council elections tomorrow? Oh. Honor so it's a coral cathedral card. It's very, very beautiful. And it says, honor the sacredness of each moment and live fully in the present. So that's good. It's like, you know, actually when you are doing this, you know, take the moment on and make the decision from your heart. You know, be present when you put your pen to paper. Make sure that you, you know, once you put your pen to paper, you'll have no regrets afterwards. And you know, honor yourself when you do it. Make sure that you're being integral to yourself when you do this. See if there's any more cards that would like to come out. Sorry, someone's trying to phone me again. Let's see if there's one more card that would like to come out. A bit sticky or not wanting to come out. Almost. Oh, there we go. And the other card is Giant Clams. Now this card says, find peace in the depths of your being, and let the quiet strength of your inner sanctuary protect you. So again, this is more about, you know, going inward to make the decision that best suits you, and your needs and the things around you. Oh, hello. Eyes of the Ocean. I have never seen this card. The eyes of the ocean see into the secrets of life. They gaze into your souls and reveal the truth and the meaning of life. So, you know, all these cards lined up together are more about going inwards and finding out, you know, from your heart what you feel is right for you. And just, you know, trust yourself. Go with your instincts. Go with your gut. And, you know, honor it. Honor your visions for what it should be. You know, and embrace your own inner wisdom. Trust yourself on who to vote for. It's almost like telling you not to be sort of led astray by others around you, and for you to make a decision for yourself. Well, I hope you liked the video. A little bit different to what we normally do, but I thought we'd have a quick look in to see how everybody's doing. I am surprised that there were no parties that had terrible, dismal cards and tower cards and you know, those kind of cards, and you know, so there were no sort of major calamities or anything, but I think there will be a lot of people voting a different way to the way they voted before. Yeah, so let's see what happens tomorrow, and I wish you guys all the best. Thanks, bye.